Collect your PC and vote. Your vote is your voice. On the news this morning, Rumekini Estate residents shocked as security operatives arrest their neighbors over kidnapping. Governor Wike restates PDP G5 governor's condition for reconciliation. Petrol situation lingers as more filling stations close in Port Harcourt. President Buhari approves funds for military veterans. And on the foreign scene, NATO says Poland missile attack likely Ukrainian. I'm Sam Chinedu, and we begin the news this Thursday morning, the 17th of November 2022, with the residents of an estate in Rumekini, Obiakpo local government area of River State, who say they are still in shock after some security operatives raided the estate and arrested about 5 of their neighbors. They told our correspondents that those arrested on Monday are suspected kidnappers, as some kidnapped victims were rescued from their one-bedroom apartment. Some of the occupants of the estate told our correspondents they are still traumatized after discovering that they were neighbors to suspected kidnappers.
It disturbs mentally to know that this kind of thing was actually happening here. I didn't know I was living with a kidnapper in this place. When the DSS came, they were exchanging gunshots and all that, and where they were trying to pass through the roof to run away, they caught all of them and carried their hostage with them, with the car that they carried.
The policemen, they chained the senior guy. He's living here. I asked him, "Senior guy, what is happening?" The guy told me that saying don't be. Before I know it, they spoil the house, spoil everywhere, blow gunshot everywhere. Before I know it, they climb on top of ceiling. They carried 5 boys and came out, shot their legs. Then later, police people come and see the open bus like that. We see 3 rifle. They say now the kidnappers that keep the rifle. They kidnap someone here, so we don't know.
Some of the occupants said the security operatives asked everyone to move out of their estates. They, however, appealed for more time to get new accommodations.
One victim, the victim's car was actually parked in our compound. They said that's how they found them. The victim's car had a tracker, so that's how they got to the compound. The car was parked there, the black car, but they came back again on 3 a.m. I'm still hearing noise. They were clearing the items in those kidnappers' apartments. So when they were going to evacuate the building, they are going to seal the compound that they are giving us 48 hours, and it's not going down well with us because I've been looking for a house since yesterday and I've not even found an apartment.
The thing is very painful because everybody is stranded. We don't know where to park to right now.
Nobody expected this to happen, and because of the situation now, everybody is on edge trying to look for where to go to right now. I know since the incident, nobody has been sleeping here because we don't even know the next action that anybody is going to take.
It is not clear who carried out the arrest. The police and the DSS are yet to speak on the incident. In another development, policemen have been deployed to Azikiwe Street axis of Diobu in Port Harcourt, known to be a major hideout for cultists. It followed the recent police raid of the 4 brothels and a known cultist den used as a logistics and planning base by suspected cultists. Our correspondent gathered that petty crime and other forms of harassment have reduced in the area following the raid. Meanwhile, the River State Commissioner of Police Effiong Okon had intervened in the age-long crisis between the Umwo Okobo clan in Oyibo local government area and its neighboring community. CP Okon, while addressing the community leaders in one of the affected communities, said he will put all efforts to ensure peace returns to the area.
So today I come as a messenger of peace. I appreciate the fact that your people are peace-loving because it is not easy to always be on the defensive. Yes, you've been provoked, but you have shown very impressive restraint. I want to assure us that God is going to give us peace in this area. Amen. And I told him yesterday night that I will be here today. Whether there was fighting or no fighting, that I must be here today, and I have come.
The Commissioner of Police also assured them that the security architecture of the area will be redesigned and reinforced.
After now, we'll reinforce the Tiger unit, both in terms of personnel and arms. Enough vehicles for the personnel. If the policemen were taken for special duties, we are going to make effort to return them. Upon my return today, I'll possibly see where we can draw vehicles from and redeploy to this area, so that there will be patrol. So when we have patrol and effective patrol, it could reassure people, it could restore confidence in the minds of people.
Our correspondent reports that the Umuokobo clan is made up of 5 communities of Obete, Opontu, Mariho, Azuogu, and Umuagbi community, sharing boundaries with Lore community in Kana local government area. The news continues after these messages. Welcome back. Rivers State Governor Nyesom Wike says the PDP G5 governors will only be open to reconciliation based on equity, fairness and justice. Governor Wike said this during the inauguration of the 8th flyover completed by his administration. Governor Wike said politics is about interest and Rivers people must be sure of what they stand to benefit from any support they give ahead of the 2023 general elections. The governor also apologized to former APC National Chairman Adams Oshiomhole again for working for the re-election of Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki.
You know, I came to Edo State to make sure that candidate didn't win the election. And I was virtually in charge every day coming out on television to take you on. And I said you will not win and that you didn't win. But that assignment has been done. But we now know who is who. I want to tell my people I sincerely apologize to you. But you too, you prepared me here. During 2019 election, you sent in all the soldiers in this world. But the people stood firm and resisted it. So you did me one, me I did you one.
On his part, Mr. Oshiomhole denied using security agencies to disrupt the 2019 governorship campaign in Rivers State.
The only thing I like to deny, because it is not the truth, Your Excellency, I have never been a commander-in-chief of the Nigerian Armed Forces. I was even told when I was growing up that by my height, I am not eligible to join any armed, whether Air Force, Navy, Army, Police. If anybody use up the Air Forces against you and you can prove it, Attorney General, you are here. The sin of one man cannot be visited on another. I deny I never did that and I will never do that.
Rivers State Commissioner for Information and Communication, Chris Finebone, says the Executive Order 22 is for everyone and there will be fairness in enforcing it. Mr. Finebone said this on Nigeria Info's Morning Crossfire as political parties like the APC and Labour Party kick against the new executive order.
It's everybody. The law is not made isolatively. When people should shout, it's when they see they are taking persons to go against that law and nothing is done. That is when people will say, okay, why is government not alive to implementing this? We are obeying it, the others are not obeying it, and nothing is done. That is the only time people should worry themselves. I will recommend people to read this executive order. Read it thoroughly, line by line, from beginning to the end. And they will have no need for the hysteria and the paranoia today. No need for it. No need.
All right, so the Information Commissioner also said the Executive Order 22 is not targeted at anyone, but is set out to protect Rivers people.
And that is what people should get, because government is to protect the people. Not to protect some people, as I just said, but to protect all. If they sit back, drink some water, read the order properly, they will know that, number one, it's not a legislation, because no executive order is a fresh legislation. No, it is not targeted at anybody, but for the protection of society and ensuring that there is order.
As you may know, the order prohibits the use of premises, buildings, and sundry structures in residential areas as campaign offices by political parties in the state without government approval. But political scientist Obinna Wanodu says the executive order is capable of reducing participation in the forthcoming 2023 general elections in Rivers State.
I do not have opportunity to reach out to the electorate. Now you're going to shortchange the electorate getting the requisite or the required information for who to vote for or who to support.
Dr. Wanodu, who is a lecturer at the University of Port Harcourt, is also worried that the executive orders by state governments may prevent the electorate from making informed decisions during the 2023 general elections.
That executive order is going to create some level of constraints on political activities in the state, owing to the fact that this is the first time in the political history of the state that we are seeing, although the administration is trying to exercise its legislative powers, I think that such an exercise of its power is tantamount to strangulating political parties in this electoral process. More so, coming at a time when campaigns have already started.
As you may know, the Executive Order 22 prohibits political parties from using buildings and structures in urban and non-urban areas as campaign offices by political parties without approval, and this came into effect on November 11, 2022. The petrol situation in Port Harcourt is linked closed for business due to inability to get the product. Says at the Eleme-One axis of the East-West Road, the GRA Road, Eligbolo and Choba axis of the East-West Road. Our correspondents observed that the filling stations that have products to sell have long queues and are selling between the prices of 200 naira and 240 naira per litre. Some of the managers of filling stations who spoke anonymously say the cost at the depot has also changed. Some users spoke to our correspondents on how they are dealing with the petrol situation.
Yesterday, I buy 230. We dey park now to carry passenger now. They no gree pay money. Now make all of us park motor. I dey go Rumola. You had to start 300 naira before. Now 400 naira. The 400 naira sef no resale anywhere. Just the mileage and like that.
Chauffeur don't have normal price. I buy for Rumola 225. Now I'm charging from Choba to Rumola is 500. From Rumola to Zoba is 400. From Rumola to Lalete 350. That's what I'm charging.
Previously, I dey buy fuel at the rate of 200. That was some days back. As of today, I'm buying 235 naira. But the first filling station that I drove to, they say it's 240. So that is why the transportation now have added a lot of money. Anyway, we manage we buy the fuel like that. Anyway, we get money to chop. Now we dey come up for.
Still ahead, President Buhari approves funds for military veterans. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Minister of Education Adamu Adamu is insisting that the protesting university lecturers will not be paid for work not done in line with the no work, no pay policy. The minister made this known during a briefing with State House correspondents in Abuja yesterday. He denied an allegation made by the president of ASU, Professor Emmanuel Osodoke, that paying the lecturers on a pro rata basis was a ploy to make them casual workers. As you may know, ASU started protests across the country this week to press home their demand for full pay after the federal government failed to pay them for the 8-month period the lecturers were on strike. President Muhammadu Buhari has approved over 130 billion naira for the payment of security debarment allowance to all retired soldiers in the country. President Buhari made the announcement on Wednesday in Abuja during the official launch of the 2023 Armed Forces Remembrance Day emblem and appeal fund. He also announced a donation of 10 million naira to the Nigerian Legion on behalf of the federal government. The president assured Nigerians that his government will continue to strengthen all security agencies to enable them overcome the security challenges in the country.
I approve the payment of security debarment allowance to veterans with effect from 2017. However, in order to capture all veterans hitherto excluded from the payment of the security debarment allowance, I have approved a review of the effective date of the MAFA 2017 accordingly.
The chairman of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, EFCC, Abdurrashid Bala, says the dollar may drop to 200 naira after the redesigning of the naira. Mr. Bala stated this when he spoke in an interview with Dutch Well House of Service. He said there is no political motive behind the idea and called on Nigerians to report any person with siphoned monies. The CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele had on October 26 announced the redesigning of the 200, 500 and 1,000 naira denominations. He said the new notes will be released on December 15 and the old designs will no longer be legal tender from January 31, 2023. On the international scene, NATO Secretary General Jens Stoltenberg says a missile which killed 2 people in Poland on Tuesday was probably Ukrainian. He told the BBC that it is most likely a Ukrainian air defense missile. This is as investigators continue into the blast near the Ukrainian border. But he stressed that Russia is ultimately to blame because of its ongoing invasion of Ukraine. Ukraine itself continues to say that Russia actually fired the missile. On the news this morning, you heard Rumekini estate residents say they are shocked after security operatives arrested their neighbors for kidnapping on Monday. Governor Wike has restated the PDP G5 governor's condition for reconciliation. The petrol situation is lingering as more filling stations close in Port Harcourt. President Buhari has approved funds for military veterans. And on the foreign scene, NATO says the Poland missile attack was likely Ukrainian. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. Cloudy weather in Port Harcourt this morning. Collect your PVC and vote. Your vote is your voice. I'm Sam Chinedu. Thanks for listening.